Alright, which Gilmore Girls characters are homophobic? Let's do this, woo! Let's start out with the most obvious, I think, Richard and Emily. Now, I think that they're interesting because I perceive them as being on like opposite ends of the same coin, where I think Richard would start out being very, very homophobic, but say if someone in his family turned out to be gay, I think he would become more accepting gradually over the course of like a season arc. Whereas with Emily, I think that she would start out being an ally, but if someone in her family was gay, she'd take an issue with it, at least initially. And then also maybe over the course of a season, she'd become an ally again. But I think that like initial family shame would make her be briefly homophobic. Lorelai, I think that she's definitely dated women before, but that she ultimately came to the conclusion that she was straight and is now firmly an ally. I think that Rory is the kind of straight girl who wants a gay best friend but acts weird around lesbians. Lane is very gay, just all around, very, very gay. I don't think there's any debating that. Miss Kim is absolutely definitely homophobic, but I think that her arc in the later seasons of coming around to Lane's music career and becoming supportive is probably also what would happen if Lane came out, and I think it's a pretty clear allegory. Alright, my Paris take is a little controversial, so strap in. Now, I'm with everybody that she's definitely a lesbian, but I also think that Paris is a TERF, which is a controversial part. I think that is why she and Doyle got divorced in the reunion specials, because Doyle came out to her as a trans girl and she could not deal with it. That is my headcanon. Feel free to tell me how wrong I am, though. Suki and Jackson, I think they're the kind of allies who go to Pride parades and I'm straight but I don't hate t-shirts and buy Target Pride merch every year. I think they're well-intentioned, but they probably put too much energy into proving that they're allies instead of, like, doing things. Michelle is very obviously and very clearly gay, but he is also very homophobic. I think he hates every gay person except himself, and he believes there can only be one. Luke, this one's hard. I think that Luke is uncomfortable around gay people, but he wouldn't be like outright bigoted, and I think he feels bad about being uncomfortable around them. Christopher is homophobic, transphobic, he's literally every single kind of phobic. He is such a scumbag. Get him out of my sight before I punch him. I think Dean and Zach, I'm gonna lump them together because I think they have the same stance in that they are very homophobic, but they think lesbians are hot secretly. And last but not least, we have Kirk. I genuinely don't think he knows that gay people are real. I think he thinks that they're like a tooth fairy scenario where they are just like something he's heard about, but he has come to the conclusion that they're like a mythological species.